Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to. It's been a minute since I've gone live on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. So, welcome. I'm Liberty White, founder of Chosen Media, a video marketing agency in Atlanta and Toronto. Although, with the pandemic, we are doing things global. I wanted to come live because I know many of you are familiar with Instagram. And definitely let me know in the comments below. First of all, let me know where you're viewing from. Are you watching live? And I'll pull these comments up so that I can see. And or are you a replay viewer? So go ahead, leave that in the comments below and I'll definitely get back to you. This is going to be a quick synopsis of Instagram live room. Now, I've already heard from people who have been saying, so is this like Clubhouse? And one moment, because I want to make sure that we are firing on all systems, I saw that it was coming through on LinkedIn. So I want to make sure, all right, hey, Marsha, I see you over there. I want to make sure that my folks on, okay, awesome. So you can hear me on I can hear, I see LinkedIn is firing, so that's awesome. So that if LinkedIn is firing, then everybody, everybody else is good. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. Hey, Marsha, shout out. Thank you for watching. So yes, Instagram dropped the news on the first or the second, and they were saying that yeah, March 1st, big news coming, and that they now have what you recall. Now they've made a lot of updates, but Live Room. And for those of you who are on Clubhouse or have heard of Clubhouse, you're like, okay, so is this their response to Clubhouse? And here's what I'm going to say why I don't believe it is a response to Clubhouse. When you look at, we are now almost nearing a year in this pandemic and people have shifted online and I have my notes. I always try to have notes so that I can bring incredible value and just even sharing 70 Instagram has reported a 70% increase in live stream viewers between February and March. So think about this year we're all online doing things virtually, but last year where you were in February compared to where we were March after March 11th and the NBA. Yes, Wes, you got to stay tuned. And I'm an interactive host. So if you came thinking that this was going to be just, oh, she's just going to walk through, sorry. Nah, this is where when the comments come up, when anyone has something to say, go ahead and drop and I bring them up and I bring that into the broadcast. That's just my flow and my flavor. So they said Instagram reported a 70% increase. And so now when you look at what came out of last year, if we did a flashback, knowing that you've got, verses where you had artists doing concerts, where there were these different challenges and nonprofits and just the whole world trying to figure out what this new normal would look like and how we would do it with video, with live streaming. So with it, so yes, and thank you, Wes. That's really good. A really good point. Clubhouse is audio only. So this is not. Instagram is a visual platform. Instagram started as photos only. Then they got into video, and then they got into live streaming. I'll never forget live streaming for us, at least when we got access, was 2017. Because just knowing what video and what live streaming could do for interactivity, like we jumped on it wholeheartedly, and with the pandemic what that has just done for a global audience. So what I want to do is I want to show you just a snippet. We did an Instagram live video. So this is my profile here, and we did something called strategy session. So let me pop this up. So this is now IGTV. That's what you're looking at now. And so what I did was I went live, and now I should have got rid of those notifications, but I'm going to scrub forward so that you can see. All right, here we go. So this is what you would typically see as, okay, so this is an interview that is happening. That's typically when you are on Instagram live, it's only two people. However, with live rooms, I really wish I had some sound effects here to get you ready for this. With live rooms now, as you can see here, is you can bring multiple people into a conversation. This show that we're doing on Instagram live is called strategy sessions. And as the name says, this is where there'll be myself and possibly another expert, depending on scheduling, and where people get a chance to come in and then ask questions and get like mini strategy sessions, because just for the nature of what we do, as I said on the intro, I run a video marketing agency. People are always, when things happen or asking about gear, I get those questions in my DMs. And I figure, just like from an educational standpoint, when people have questions, it's most likely other people have questions as well. So this is an opportunity for us not only to create content, not only to create value. And I see you, Wes. It looks like you are you are blown away here. Yes, in creating value, this is an opportunity now to bring people into the conversation. This is something that I've shared for a long time. And even more so, many of us, we have Zoom fatigue, and or whatever other platform, just knowing what virtual life is like. And this is a play. And Instagram, someone asked, is this something to compete with Clubhouse? Not at all, because first of all, for them to whip this up the way they did, this has actually been a long time coming. Again, look at it. They launched Instagram Live in 2017, and if you see me shifting my head over here, it's because, all right, hey, Stephanie's like, yes, an update that is finally useful. Absolutely correct. Because now you get a chance to engage. That is the missing piece for much of comments and likes. Yes, that is engagement. But again, let me just go back here. When you look at the fact that this is someone who has wanted to speak, we didn't have to drop someone from IG. I didn't have to. So my guest was Megan Ford. And so we started the conversation. I'm just going to scrub back so that you can see this. We started our conversation one-on-one, and that's typically what you can do when you go live. But then we were able to bring in a new small business owner who had questions around her marketing. And that itself is, as Wes says, I like that, Wes, game changing. Definitely game changing. There's so much that you can do with this. And I want to specifically speak to the fact that when we look at what has happened, like our world is not going back to where it was. So when you look at industries like food, and that people are at home cooking more, and Acosta reported 55% of shoppers now say they are eating at home. This brings out, you've seen an increase in cooking videos. You've seen an increase in people having e-commerce has gone through the roof. So when you look at, and as I said, I just wanted to come in and share some just quick highlights of just some use cases. Is this something that can work for you, for your brand, for your business? I definitely see this as, and Instagram even shared that they're also looking at this. They are a creative platform. Creative, whether you look at that as some of the content creators who are in the arts or who are music, this is going to be a definite way that people can collaborate more. You've got up to 4 people. So if that's you and 3 other potential guests. Now, the producer and the technician in me is like, oh, what's the audio going to be like when you have people coming on? And it's one of the things that I do appreciate about Clubhouse is that you're able to mute, and just have a little bit of crowd control. So there's some things that you'll definitely want to walk through as you go through this. But yes, okay, there. It is. So then, and thank you for tuning in, everyone who is liking and share. Tag someone who needs this. Because as I said, that when you look at people who are, if you're a cook, if you're a chef, the world literally is your oyster right now. So some of the things that you need to do in order to make this work is you've got to go and update your app. Some people do not have it yet, because actually, shout out to Brandon. He was up late last night and I just happened to be up and on, and we tried to test it on his platform, and it didn't connect for whatever reason. Went and made sure I did the update, and then boom, now I was able to yes. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna come back to that, Stephanie, because I told you I'm really interactive. So I'm looking at these comments here and I was like, yes, some serious screening. And I've been thinking through that workflow. But to last night, we were just testing it and we weren't able to, so once we got it on and there were other night owls up, I was like, okay, cool, we were able to get 4 people in. And you know what I also try to do as well, as just to show you the back end of it. Let's see if I can pull up a live. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be the greatest experience for everyone else, but here it is. So as you can see here, I'm here. The camera that you saw me on was over there, but I'm here and I'm about to just go live. This is going to be a test, and we'll definitely have to see if anyone is going to jump in. Hey, everyone who is possibly watching this, hopefully anyone who is on here now, you can also head over to I Am Liberty, and okay, there are notifications going out to folks. And what I'll do is also I'll continue to talk over here. And then if I see anyone that comes up, because you need to obviously have participation and have people come in so that you can see how to pull people into that live. So I'll keep that going, but let's go into these questions right now. Let me know. Hey, Ashia, I'm going to bring you in a moment because I'm doing a live on LinkedIn and I want to show how this works, how the live room works. So we need at least 3 people. Awesome. Thank you, Wes. Okay, so I'm going to cut back over here. So we've got 2 folks in here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to invite them. So you see here who's going to go live. I'm going to bring Ashia in and I'm going to bring Wes in. Send them requests and I'm going to have to wait on them. Hey, Kiori, thanks for tuning in. I'm actually live on LinkedIn and Instagram, LinkedIn and Facebook as well. And it's also broadcasting to YouTube. So I'm just going to wait for them to accept it and come on, because once they do come in, and as you see again, so I sent that to Wes. I'm going to just try that again. And Kiori, if you're in a position as well, if you can, awesome. Hey, Wes. All right. So you are not going to hear Wes because of just the way that I've got all of this set up, but I'm hoping that we'll get one other. So she is not in a position to, but I'm going to see about inviting anyone else just to come in. So as you saw, what I was able to do was quickly just hit all right, let's see who's coming in. I'm just going to try this again too. Sorry, folks. Because if we can get one other person on, then you'll be able to see. But as you saw, Lenora, are you in a position to come on? Oh, yay. Awesome. Thank you, Kiori. All right, folks. So as you can see, it took a second. So obviously it's better so that you'll be on live for a longer period of time. But as you see here, we've got 3 people that are in screen. If I pulled somebody else on, let's see who else we can bring in here. All right. Lenora, hold on, little one. 1 second. I'm not going to stay long because it's also family time. All right. Here we go. Oh, it's not letting you. Okay. Well, we've got 3 people here, folks, that are in. And as you can see now, one of the things that you want, if you need to remove folks, what I did was I tapped at the top here. I tapped on my name and then you see who's in the broadcast. You see it's Wes. We've got, that's Key, Lenora. I guess we're waiting for Lenora, but if at any point you can also remove people, or, hey, do you want to, we still got space. We can report people. We can bring other people in. So thank you. Thank you so much, guys. They can't hear you, but thank you so much for jumping in for my demonstration. I'll catch you guys later. Okay, bye-bye. So there it is. That is essentially, so I did that really quick. There are some other elements to it, as I said, that you can. And for those who are watching, now I can turn this into an IG live. So I'm on LinkedIn sharing with everyone about the IG live room. So there you have it. So you saw what that formation looked like to be able to have other people on your broadcast. So that turns into the possibilities there. And I want to bring this back up because Stephanie made an amazing point. She said, you're going to have to do some screening because there are trolls. There are folks that if you don't recognize, let's do some best practices. If you do not recognize names, I highly advise you don't do it. Don't bring them in. But one of the beautiful things with that is in bringing in Wes, in bringing in Curie, if there was one other person, what that does now for your reach is that brings in Wes's audience. That brings each person's audience. So that multiply by yourself. And of course, depending on how many people you have, boom, there it is. Your reach has just expanded. So it is a great use case. You definitely need to be wise on the content that you create and how you screen. And I'll give you a perfect example. So if this is something that possibly a nonprofit or even an education platform, this is something where you can look at examples of like a Gary Vee. When Gary Vee goes live, or I haven't watched his show in a minute, my bad, but when he goes live, that he then has a producer who has already contacted the people. So there's somewhat of a vetting process. So this is where, media training and just having experience in broadcast or even in producing a show is definitely helpful, because that screening aspect makes sure you don't have somebody that comes into your show and then they're doing whatever, like Zoom bombing, and you don't want your room to be bombed, because when that happens now, that's just a poor experience, probably traumatize some folks, and that's just not the kind of party that we want to have. And yes, hey Adi, thank you for tuning in. This will be up on the platforms that I'm broadcasting on, that you can go back. Of course, there's Google University. I'll think through even talking about this more. But again, if you are a service-based business, another opportunity for you to connect with your audience. If you have a product, a great way to do a demonstration. I'll go back and I will, hey, everyone who is watching on IG, I'm going to end this one, or let's see, I can probably pull another one up. This is where you have like multiple devices in your world, so that I want to make sure that I can show everyone here. There it is. I'll pull this out here. All right. There we go. Turn that off. Okay, here we go. So then if you are in a product-based business, again, if you see how we've got 3 people in this, if you're at the top of the screen, then you'll be able to possibly have someone else doing some product testing, or have another device. Highly recommend you put headphones in, or so that you don't have a feedback loop, but then you have another camera angle. So this is also a way that you get into being really dynamic and creative with your broadcasts and with your live streaming. So that's it. At the end of the day, I'm going through where we hit almost at the 20-minute mark, but I just really wanted to come in to just show you how you will be able to use this. You can have some ideas. Again, definitely think through how you are going to monitor who comes on. Highly advise, if you don't know the person, don't bring them on at all. All right. Hey, folks, don't bring them on. And have fun with it. It's new. And that when any of these platforms do something new, they release a new feature. Little girl, can you get your head out of the camera, please? I'm going to be like 2 more minutes. I didn't. You didn't know that it was on? I thought you were. Oh, only the playback? Something. Okay. I didn't know. It's okay. I was just going to blend or something. Okay, thank you. This is Mom Life in Action. So, I'm going to wrap it up. If you have any questions, I'll try to come back in the chat so that I can respond to them. But I definitely will say I'll definitely be playing around with this and trying some new things. If you are a coach or you fitness, this is a great way. Again, it's engagement. That's how you continue to build loyalty with your community and adding value. So I think this is a good move for Instagram Live, and we'll see, because something Brandon said last night, which was pretty cool, is he said, as Clubhouse, there's some people who still haven't had the Clubhouse experience, but some people are burnt out from Clubhouse, and Clubhouse being audio only, which is good for some, because then you don't have to worry about getting dolled up, and you're just really listening, and it's almost like a live podcast that you're able to listen to. But to have this now where you can still have some kind of elements of community and engagement, and again the big thing being that distribution, that access to new communities. You can have a TV, you can create your own live stream TV show, you can, you know, also consult live and just again think through your workflow of how that makes sense, because if you're doing video and you're in business, you're looking for some kind of return on your investment. So that's it. That's a wrap. Thank you so much. Oh, okay. So the little one is over here and she wanted me to share. So I guess this is a product placement for Chosen Media Kids bracelets that she created. And it says, you are, say,
It says
you are,
it has
some superheroes. Okay, let's show it to let's show it. Hold on. Let's show it over here. So, oh, it's not gonna focus there, but she made these bracelets when I was doing the strategy session. And so leaders, stars, and stories.
Leader stars of their own stories.
Stars of their own stories. So as you go out
and it says
yeah,
it says you are a part
of the Chosen Media Kids. So this is a prototype, just like going live earlier today for strategy sessions. So it was a prototype of how you could use live rooms. Go out and have fun. I'm going to work on making this a reality because I think these are really cute. What do you think? If you've got kids that, you know, those like rubber type of bracelets, I think that this could be a good Chosen Media Kid giveaway, or even a little or even a product that we might create. So anyhow, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will catch you next time. Have fun with these live rooms. Okay, bye.
Stay saucy.
Is that our thing? We're gonna tell people to stay saucy?
Well, I just told them to say.
She's just telling stay saucy. We should have had some music. Stay saucy. Is there a dance that goes with it? Stay saucy. No.
There's a show from.
Okay. We'll just like be quiet and we'll just sign out. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Peace.
Peace. Bye.